treaty. Now for this discussion, we welcome retired Major General Sudhakarji. He's a senior strategic and international affairs expert, joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much, Major General, for joining us once again. Good to see you.
Thank you, Asuma. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me for your morning show.
Thank you.
Please go ahead. Ask me any question, please.
Yes. Looking at this now, what are the political consequences of U.S. withdrawing from all these frameworks for climate change? Do you think that this will affect other countries? Do you think other countries might follow suit?
There are two subparts in your question, but there is a invisible subpart also which I'll touch upon. Firstly,
Thank you.
the consequences of this particular move by US. It is disastrous. It is going to lead the world order to much more polarization, much more division, much more self-centric activities driven by the national interest of respective countries. Common challenges will remain an ever-growing challenge in the world order. Call about the terrorism, call about the climate change, call about the pandemic. These kind of things will not have any collective counter strategy to be addressed. This is the first and foremost thing. Second thing you have asked about, will it have any ramification or will it act as a trigger for other countries to follow suit? Yes, certainly they will get ideas. If superpower is doing like this, then what obligation do they have to be a member of an organization which is not accountable? A superpower has got military might. It is the largest economy as far as the nominal terms are concerned, 30 trillion US dollar economy. And it's still, despite the fact China is leaving USA behind in many components and aspects, it's still the accomplished leader in technology, in military might, in space, in nuclear energy, and a host of other issues. It has led the world order to some semblance of normalcy comparatively, I would say, although the 2.0, Cold War 2.0 has been fraught with lots of ups and downs and turbulences. It has not been able to demonstrate its efficiency as a unipolar world. So under the circumstances, rather than pulling back from all the global entities, UN-based organizations, I would still feel that, you see, what Donald Trump is trying to do, it's trying to cleanse the system, which has been piling up since 1776, since the independence of USA, and past 200 plus years in the country. Talk about the constitution, talk about the economy, talk about everything, because he has to realize that every superpower or global power has got a time limit. The time has come, and it will do good to him because and the country if he gracefully accepts the same and encourages diplomacy and dialogue, engages with country, not arbitrarily announce that it is going to capture Greenland, despite the fact that they know that Greenland is part of, it's a semi-autonomous province of Denmark. Denmark is member of NATO. USA is a founding member of NATO. So such kind of, stupid executive orders will definitely have a negative spiral. The third thing which you are not asking, if you have time and if you allow me, I would like to dilate
Yes,
on the
please
issue.
go ahead.
You see, the USA, it is to be understood. USA has been encircled by forces inimical to it. What are the forces? You have Russia, you have China, you have Iran, you have Hezbollah there in Venezuela, and some of my old colleagues, they have been saying Hamas also footprint has been seen. Wagner of Russia is already there in Venezuela. Drugs are actually penetrating into America, fentanyl, and you have that, what do you call that? The precursor chemical for fentanyl comes all the way from China. It is produced in Colombia, then it passes through the conduit or the node in Mexico, then it goes into US. In 2022-23, there are about 1 lakh, some sources say 9,000, some sources say 1,11,000 people who died. In 23-24, 44,000 people died. 24, 25 figures haven't come, but unofficial figures are indicating 65 to 75,000 people have died. And there are a large number of people who are homeless and who have no employment. They're addicted. They're under detoxification camp treatment. So under these circumstances, and Russia has penetrated, there is a kind of a insurgency which is being fomented in California. Similar kind of activities are taking place. Every major town in America has got a Chinatown. Every
Yes.
province. And that Chinatown has got a hand, and they have got a new policy known as this is called the island of resistance. What is island of resistance? Island of convenience. What is island of convenience? Island of convenience is Han Chinese. They are inducted incrementally into such China camps or China towns, and they are encouraged to marry the indigenous population of that country. This is a slow poison which is creeping in, and China has already bought large chunks of land in Africa, 7% of land. They're buying in large chunks of land and real estate in America. So America has got surrounded all over. The economy is failing, and the gun culture is, it hitting the innocent small children every now and then, every month or once in 2 months. And you have things like, he has opened up such multiple fronts. You have the tariff, you have host of other things. He's getting after India for no reason. So under these circumstances, there is an old saying, Asuma, if I may, and
Yes.
I'll sum it up here. When a tree falls, it makes a lot of noise. When
Yes.
it grows silently. I think that should answer all your questions till
Yes,
now.
it is.
Back to you.
Thank you for sharing that. And Major General, lastly, so building on your answer, as you mentioned, this is like the last streak of U.S. Enjoying its hegemony or the public show of force. Do you think this, before the world or as the world now shifts to a new world order, as it seems, do you think it's inevitable that every world order before it shifted to a new world order, there has been big wars, there has been something big? Do you see it coming? What's your take? Do you think this shift the transition will be smoother?
No, the parallel that we can draw is take your mind back to First and Second World War. You had similar kind of clear signatures and indications where you found that the alliances and grouping affiliations, they were changing very, very frequently. There was a polycentric world way back in First World War. Same thing happened in Second World War. Country like Germany, at one point in time, it was signing no war pact with Russia, USSR, and before USSR could realize, it had decided to attack USSR. Those kind of things. So changing affiliation, the Allied and the Axis forces were changing the affiliation very fast now and then. So these kind of things are started manifesting. This is a polycentric signature. In my opinion, the global order is heading for, definitely, if you join the dots of the history of warfare, you find we are heading towards a kind of a conflict, a global conflict. Or some experts say the global war is already on. East Europe and Middle East and India and Pakistan and South China Sea, it is already on. In the 21st century, this is the new normal of global. You have isolated regional conflict, that is called a global conflict. No, when we talk about the global conflict, the area of conflict remains common and same. And you have all countries or relevant countries participating in groups. So those kind of affiliations have not taken place. Why it is not taking place is because today's global apex organization and architecture, they are based on transatlantic organization, which came into existence post Second World War. The transatlantic relationship is falling apart, and Donald Trump willy-nilly is clearly indicating that it is disregarding NATO. So NATO has been left in a lurch. So under these circumstances, talk about the United Nations or Security Council or World Health Organization or World Bank or IMF or ADB, any organization or ICC, none of them will be effective on ground if this transatlantic becomes weaker. So the national security strategy of USA of 2025 is a clear
Yes.
benchmark as far as my analysis goes. It clearly says that Russia is being brought on board as a peer member despite what it has done as far as the Western alliances are concerned. I'm neither in support of Russia nor in
Yes.
support of Western alliances. We
Which
are
is,
in support of peace as far as India is concerned.
yes.
Second thing is China has been left to fend for itself. It has been told, you please do anything with Taiwan, no eyebrows will be raised,
Yes.
but don't dare
Yes.
to come across Atlantic and come into the Monroe Doctrine or vitiate or violate the Monroe
Which is,
Doctrine of America. Should you do that, then America will retain the authority and justification to take countermeasure. If this is a new
yes.
understanding, then there is a G3 grouping which is emerging, America, Russia
Which
and
is,
China. When G3 groups are emerging, this is Asia century. The economy, geoeconomics has overtaken geopolitics. BRICS is a rising organization. It is having its GDP comparatively in the world order
which is,
has gone up to almost close to 43 to 46%, while way back in 1995 it was just about 16%. The leading economies was
yes.
43.04% way back in 1995, and it has come down to less than 30% comparatively, and therefore